Alright everybody, another shop build video as I get started here in Minnesota. I finally figured out how to work my Kobalt tool chests here. They weren't even, like this one here is the problem. So I had to use a little bit of like, a piece of OSB to move these wheels up a little bit. Now you can see it's still not quite perfect, but they're a lot closer. Before it was impossible for me to get them near as level, and there was this big gap here because one of these was assembled not to square. I'm pretty sure it was this one, because when I looked at my Husky over there and lined it up with this one, it was perfect. When I lined that Husky up with this one, it produced the same problem as these two Kobalts next to each other had done. Problem was, that's only 42 inches. These are 46. So I could have put this one here and that one there together perfectly side by side, minus the 4-inch difference. And I didn't have to put this wood on the casters. But, you know, those 4 inches mean a lot. So I decided to give this a shot. We'll see how this goes. I'll have to be very careful when I do things that require all this space. 36 inches of space or whatnot, just to make sure. But it's just right over here, actually, where it's really goofy. It gets level out over there, so I just think there's something going on with this corner over here. I'm not sure, so that leads me to the question of the day. Do I take the casters off of this thing and see if that fixes the issue? Maybe one of the casters, maybe it's not a square thing, or maybe it's in that corner over there where one of the casters is not flush, or vice versa, the opposite of that. And then the second thing is, I've got this really nice Metabo table saw. Okay, it's very nice. I'm very pleased with it. It's the right saw for me. I used to have a rigid cabinet style saw. It was beautiful, but it was too much for me. Too heavy to move around. I'm not at that level of my own carpentry, woodworking yet to deserve such a powerful saw. So that's gone. And what is here is I got it, I got this one at Lowe's when it was like under $300. Every couple of months or so, it seems like they drop it from the $550, $600 mark down to under $300. So I got this thing. I picked it up at the store. It was beautiful. It works really well for me. But the issue is this: it is 36 inches tall at the surface of the table saw. Over here, we have just over that. Okay, so problem: outfeed. My vision for all this was to use the table saw to go right across as an out and use the workbench as an outfeed table. Real simple in this small-esque shop that I have. But the differential there is just too much. It's going to cause problems, and dangerous problems at that. So obviously I have to raise the height of the table saw or lower the height. And these casters are 4 inches. So that would drop everything just down to about here, which would be fine because then we can move the stuff off. Or do I raise this? Do I create some sort of a floor just for the legs of this table saw? Just where the legs are. Make it sturdy and safe. 4 of them if you will. Or third option, do I take this off? Do I take off all the bolts here? All the bolts. And make my own, as you've seen here, I've made a little bandsaw table. And I got my planer table over there. Do I do something like that for this? I'm thinking that third option is going to be the most time consuming, but it will be the most rewarding. Because then I can have a cabinet down here where my dust collection could go for the saw. I've got this hose over here ready and waiting. It fits perfectly on that. So do something with that similar to my garbage bag or garbage can, you know, sawdust collector, dust collector for the planer. So those are the 3 things that I am debating this week. It's also my birthday week. I hit the big 4-0. So I'm really excited to get this shop up and running. Rather than always having to take my tools outside and reset everything, it'll be really nice to have a setup that I can work with. Especially with all this nice hardwood that's just waiting in the wings for me to play with. So, thanks for watching.